got a lot of Israelite groups out here. Most of them are on the lines of Phariseeism when they talk about the topic called polygamy. So, what is it? Polygamy. We got another topic called philandry. Polygamy means, according to biblical law and man's law, if it's permitted, that polygamy can be practiced, which is the practice of a man having more than one wife legally. Not just illegal stuff. That's a plague. That ain't what these scripts talking about. Philandry is one woman with more than one man, which ain't gonna never happen, according to these scriptures. Because we're gonna have to stay on Maury Pope. We're gonna never know who the daddy is if it's more than one man always on the scene. And who you gonna tell who sees it is? You're gonna have to have DNA check it out. But if a man has more than one, the woman knows. Like Mary said, I have never known a man when the angel came to her and told her she would be impregnated with Christ. She said, I don't know a man. So we have to understand from that perspective what polygamy is, and we'll hit a few things on it because you'll see some things out there. And what we're saying is the only way this can happen in America, key thing, no secrets. None. Everybody got to know everybody. Legally, everybody's accepted everybody. Usually, the wife do it, and it was for certain reasons. If a woman couldn't have a child, she's married. She know her husband want to see, because it was for Israel to pass on his inheritance from the father through the son. So a lot of times, in the case of Abraham and Sarah, where we'll start, and Jacob, right, no doubt, that where Abraham had got a little old, Sarah was past her prime, so to speak. Her fruit had to the point it was dried up. It was past the stage. Her flower had withered, so to speak. No more children coming from her. So she took Hagar, her handmaid, which was given to her in Egypt when Pharaoh had took her from Abraham. And when the Most High struck Pharaoh down, he released her and told Abraham, why you lie to me and tell me this was your sister, this your wife? You done brought the wrath of God down on me. So as parting gifts gave Abraham plenty gold, like get on out of here because I don't need that no more. And your wife, I'm going to give her a personal handmaid, Hagar. So that's where Hagar came from. And she went with them till they got to the journey to wherever they was at. And we'll get into some things that Sarah jumped the gun because she tried to take matters into her own hands. You know, it was promised to Abraham that he would have a son, but she's looking at it, I'm old. You know, he got to be telling the joke here. What's up with his age? I'm 90 years old. That ain't happening around these parts. And he 99. So we'll get right into these topics and understand. We'll hit a few things in the scripture. We'll hit law on it to let you understand it and where we're at. Because the only state in the United States that allows it. Okay, yeah, I got it. To see our topic today on as the days of Noah was, a big topic was how a sign of mixed seeds or mixing with things they ought not, or messing with chemicals and different things. One of the signs was 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. There was an article in last week's, if you just Google it, Brazilian man has the 6 fingers and the 6 toes. I'm talking about not how we used to see somebody in the project who had a little nub right there. They like, you got 6 fingers. No, we ain't talking about nubs. These 6 fingers, full developed fingers and toes. But this was a sign, and we're going to hit a few of these things to let y'all understand why the movies are hitting the way they're hitting. They're getting us ready for the mixing of strange flesh. Go ahead, bro. Okay.
The technical term is called a conditioned response.
What do you mean, Ken?
When they try to, they bring on these movies and try to get us ready for things.
Right. Right. And
Conditioned response.
Right. Get you prepared for what you're about to see, because Hollywood is the forerunner of the future. They have to warn their soldiers too. Satan does. So he gets them prepared for the battle, because he's teaching them that there's an alien attack coming, when we know it's Christ and his angels has already been prophesied in the book of Jude, Daniel, his whole Bible, his second coming. And he's coming with 10,000 of his saints to wreak havoc. So they want us to think that it's an alien, so you run from it instead of to it.
And be prepared to fight against what's coming. Be in a mindset of fear and the fight instead of like, okay, that's war.
Right. Genesis 15. Okay, so 16. Right.
We in Genesis chapter 16, verse 1. How we looking? We there? How we looking? We good? Genesis chapter 16, verse 1. Now Sarah, Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children. And she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her.
So we see right here that Sarah understands that a reproach to a woman is not to be able to bear children, because it says she can't bear fruit. She's a dry tree, a withered tree, so she can't produce. This was a bad thing on women back in the day. Just like when we read Isaiah 4th chapter, it'll see that the women that day, it said, because women gonna so outnumber men here shortly when things are turned back over, that it says that every man left alive from all of the drama after tribulation take place to take hold of 7 women to repopulate Israel, not for no just fun time.
Stanky leg.
None of that. It's going to be to rebuild the nation, but they will be cleansed so their mindset will be perfect in thought process of why they're doing the things that they're doing. It won't be just, when he wants to play up.
Who like to fight?
Play up. No, they gonna be none of that. No, go ahead. No, I want to lead up to that. Because there's a difference, because you hear a lot of times they'll say there's no marriage in heaven, which is true. That's for a certain group of people that's put in angel status, but we know that everybody ain't going to taste what we call a physical death after Christ's second coming. He going to tell us that some going to be changing a twinkling of an eye, but they can't precede the ones that died in his name. So these may have been left back for a reason. The reason only. I'm good, I got one. Okay. It's a big jug of water in the freezer. We'll pull it out in about 10 minutes. But we want it clearly understood that in no way, shape, or form will we ever teach doctrine that calls house chaos. Right. And they say you learned it down here. You're going to get it to the letter, because it's a lot of things to go with this. And one of them going to be a substantial, if I'm saying that right, substantial financial position or status that you in. Not saying that this only goes for the rich, but it's what comes along with being able to do that. That's going to make a lot of you turn your head and say, well, okay.
Count me out.
Count me out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you ain't got really. We don't have 2 nickels to rule together. Wives, okay, you got you 10 wives and like 400 children. How you gonna take care of?
And everybody live in that big mama house. Right. That ain't right.
You stay out the street or something.
Right. You sharing a room with your children and wives. All y'all in one bed. No, that ain't what this is about. Yeah. That's what's happening in these kingdoms now that's being set up on earth. That's calling it the Lord's kingdom now. It's a lot of that going on. A tomfoolery and it's getting mixed all up. It's just crazy, y'all. Yeah, it's dominance over people.
They doing that over Demona, Israel.
Right.
Ben-Ami, the false Messiah.
Right.
They got like each man got multiple wives. And then if he feel you slacking, he'll take your wife.
Right.
Right. Think you about to count somewhere.
Right.
That ain't scripture. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, it gets to the point where it gets so bad that they start to take on their own seed. Like I hear Benjamin Carter, sources are hot that he got his own daughter pregnant. Yeah. Now all throughout Israel, it's been brother and sister if we're coming through salvation. If you only see that coming through a flood. At the beginning of recreation, Abraham and Sarah, because it's regeneration. Jacob is regeneration, but you will never see this way down the line, brother or sister. Anything is only for regeneration because the sin is minimal. Once we get to the stage we in with all this wickedness around, you get with your sister, it's gonna be a waterhead, baby. They got a flat screen, 42-inch. Big head. If you don't want these, the Granny and Jethro situation, stay away from it. Because we have to understand what incest is according to the Bible. It lists the space that has to be in between. It lists the reason. So we're going to cover all that in case somebody says, well, okay, what about this? It says it right here. Ain't that incest? No, incest has its range where it's called that. And we'll get into all of that so we'll clearly understand the law. But like we said, polygamy, a man, you have to understand the thing is called one flesh. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 will always equal 1 according to the Bible. Because you become one flesh when you come together. See, all of these are your wives. And you're one flesh. I don't care where it goes. You are the head of all of these wives. You're still one flesh. None is above the other. You have what's happening that where Abraham had a sense that where Sarah was called the wife of his youth. That was what's called his first wife. She only had preeminence in the sense that whoever the firstborn son is usually get the birthright. This is what the jockeying for position was, because under Hebrew law, if you got a divorce, she didn't get half. None of that. She goes back to her father's house. What happens is the son gets the inheritance, so if a woman had a son, automatically the son going to take care of the mom. It's automatic. See, and a lot of times they said Mary had other children, but those were Joseph's children.